Hey, good morning. Morning, David. Morning, Alan. Morning, everybody. Consumer confidence numbers coming out this morning at 10 a.m. Is it going to move? Are we confident? Are we not confident? We're going to talk about it and see how we're set up. Hey, Ray. Hey, Patrick. How's everybody doing? Anyway, yeah, so consumer confidence. What we do have actually out lots of earnings. Let's pop this over. There we go. We've got Tuesday before the open. We got Verizon, UPS, Halliburton, GM, McDonald's, GE, 3M, PepsiCo, Spotify, Rayathon. And last night we got Whirlpool, Cadence, Nabours, CN, Range, lots of companies we don't really hear about much. Ameriprise Financial, First Republic Bank. And First Republic Bank, oh my gosh, what in the devil? Their deposit numbers, holy moly, plummeted. I mean, it's like cut in half their deposits and look pretty bad. Anyway, we have consumer confidence coming out right here at 10 a.m. I thought the number was out actually, but right here, 10 a.m. So coming up, are we going to be hot or not? I don't know. This is a composite based on surveyed households. We are kind of forecasting. If we look at the forecast, 104.1. Last was 104.2. And we don't really have a graph that I can pop up, it looks like. So we also have new home sales. Those have been kind of plummeting out here a little bit off the highs. I expect this to decline further, despite any estimates that there may be for increases. The home builders are doing a little better, but based on the mortgages and all that stuff, probably come in somewhere in this neighborhood is what I'm guessing. We're forecasting 633,000. I mean, it's just kind of holding. We could see another dip. Anyway, that's also coming up at 10 a.m. So market volatility at 10 a.m. Cautious. If you're doing a day trade or anything, might be prudent to wait till 10 a.m. before you jump on it. So anyway, all right, let's actually look at what's moving, shall we? Before we do that, before we talk about any trades, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. I may be full of it. This presentation here, intended to be informational, educational, and fun, it's not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, financial instrument or otherwise. And if you desire personal financial advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor that has a fiduciary duty to take care of you. What does that mean? It means that they have to take your financial situation in mind. And believe it or not, this wasn't even a law until just recently. It's like, I think it was 2 years ago, they passed a law that said certified, registered financial advisors now have to take into consideration your personal financial situation before giving you advice. They used to not have to do that. Isn't that crazy? They could just give you financial advice as a registered financial advisor and not even have to take into consideration your financial situation. Ridiculous. What an industry of bullcrap that I'm in. Anyway, got my mango monster this morning. It shows up a little weird on the green screen here. It shows up kind of a bluish color, even though it's like a teal. Pop this back up. You can kind of see it. It's slightly clear. You can kind of see through my face just a little bit. Weird. Anyway, morning, Dan, Valerie, John. Yeah, mango. It's pretty good. Like 0 calorie. I mean, or I guess 10 calories for that whole can. Anyway, yeah. So better than coffee with a bunch of sugar in it. Especially since I don't like hot liquid. All right. Moving on. Moving on. Throw back up the chart. Yeah, mango makes a great breakfast drink, right? All right. What we have, Ethereum pushing lower yesterday. Got an alert. ES pushing the bottom of the box here this morning. I don't know. We could break down. We definitely could. Black coffee, hot. I don't like hot liquids though, babe. Kimberly in the chat saying black coffee's the way to go. I don't know. Even tea, like the tannins of the tea makes my stomach turn. I don't know. Anyway, RIAs and CFPs are not necessarily great traders. That's true. Very, very true. That's why you guys are here with me, right? Find out something that might actually work. So we're still sitting in the range of Friday, April 14th. We kind of rallied up. We've kind of rallied down. We've got this little head and shoulders that played out, attempting to play out on from the hourly. I think it is. Let's jump down there and double check. Make sure the hourly chart here had this head and shoulders. Just kind of continuing to chop, holding the box. If that plays out, that's a move down to about 41.05-ish, give or take just a little bit. Of course, we've had some volatility bouncing off like that. The bottom of that box is holding, really well. You can see it was resistance over here. We popped up, support, pushing a little lower. It might break. We might break down. Be very careful. Of course, consumer confidence number at 10. This thing could go full rocket ship, busting out of here. So please be aware of what might happen. All right. We have been banging our head on resistance. Tried to break out, tried to push higher, couldn't do it. Banging our butt on support. Trying to push lower, haven't been able to do it. It's a coin flip. It really is. And I can pull up Microsoft. Hopefully it's moving. If it's not moving, there's not going to be much opinion today. Now tonight at 5 p.m., I do 30 minutes of awesome. I take your request for 30 minutes. And if you're sitting here watching on YouTube and you're like, man, I really want to chat with him, just click the subscribe button and you get to chat with the live stream chat. So hit the subscribe. And while you're at it, you might as well hit the bell with the notifications so you get notified when I go live at 5 p.m. Eastern this afternoon. So anyway. All right. Yeah. Hot liquid. I'm glad somebody else out there, Sludge, I'm glad you identify with no hot liquids too. I mean, it's like thin soups and everything. That's just something weird about it for me. I can do a stew, like a thick chili, thick beef stew, but I don't know. Just weird. Burn my mouth. I don't know. Anyway, that's ES. NQ, still hanging out. Hasn't been able to push up to resistance higher. Just kind of stalled out. Just kind of been chopping in the zone, drifting off lower. Keeps retesting the bottom of this box that it broke into back here in March. Just stuck in a range. We're in the tightest range we've been in for a good long time. I mean, the volatility in the market just evaporated. It's kind of weird. I do expect, here's my working theory. This may not play out. This is just kind of like a working theory. This is not my bias. This is just a working theory for the next few days, is that we may see, due to VIX being ultra low pricing, if we drop, everybody that's getting long VIX is going to get ripped. I mean, they're going to make a ton of money. If we just drop out. If we drop out, VIX pops. The VIX is the volatility index, and my keyboard, come on now, lost the V on VIX. There we go. So VIX had dropped out right here, made the low on Wednesday, kind of chugging, getting these pops and dropping right back. If people are long VIX and we get a dropout, this thing's going to spike again. People make money. Now, what I suspect that might happen is that we see a pop in the market first, rip these people that got long VIX, and then do the drop. When everybody's like, oh my gosh. It's just, how does the market steal, take, fleece the most amount of money out of people it possibly can? right now, that would be a sudden, fast pop, which introduces realized volatility in the market. But VIX, due to the way that it trades, would drop further. And then we get the drop. So that could take us right up to 4,300-ish, right up to my resistance here. And then we drop right back down to 4,000, like very quickly. This could be a pop and drop. Now we can see 100, 150 point up today, and then right back down. That would screw people up long volatility, and then as soon as they started bailing out of their longs, we get the real spike in volatility. So that's just a working theory. It may not play out. I'm not trading for it. I'm not positioned for it. I seriously am in a coin flip zone because of this tight consolidation. It really can break up or down. We may just break down, and the people that have gotten long volatility make some money. Now, if we do drop and we hold right in here at the roadmap line, right around 4,000, if we just drop out and go down there, I'm probably going to short volatility again, looking for the pop. I got off my short, just kind of waiting. And as you can see, S&P 500 right here, just hovering right in the middle of the box. It's not really pushing the lows. Of course, it doesn't trade pre-market, and that's why I look at ES. Now, looking at Russell, back in the box again. This, the way this has been running, anytime we're pushing down, we pop right back up out of this box. So is this going to be the time where we push lower, or is this going to be the time where we pop right back up? Good question. This gives opportunity for my day trade on IWM. Now, my morning market list is not refreshed, so let's do this real quick. There we go. DXY, still chugging at the lows. Hasn't been able to break lower. Just hanging in there. Now, we could see a sudden drop out on consumer confidence or any of the other home sales or anything else this week. Because that's not it this week. We roll on down through here. On Wednesday, we have durable goods, core durable goods at 8:30 tomorrow. We have crude inventories. That one hits all the time. That's why it's yellow. Doesn't tend to be the huge market mover. Now we have advanced GDP on Thursday. That is likely to be a nice big market mover. And then Friday, not a lot. Just a bit of worldwide news, not a lot of stuff. But we do have this core PCE right down here. So, and personal income, personal spending. Then a Chicago PMI and consumer sentiment. So we'll see how that all plays out with the market the rest of the week. Could be some volatility inducing things. Now that volatility, like I said, could be up where we see the VIX drop and we get realized volatility that doesn't pay. That's what I'm cautious about. That's why I'm not loading the boat on volatility. I think we can see a pop just as likely as we could see a drop. So it's like a 50-50 chance. Now FRC, like I said, seeing a massive drop. That is taking a 25, almost 26% haircut pre-market off of the already huge drop. That one can go into liquidation. That could be another bank that liquidates out. GM right there. Nice little pop. Not huge, just beating on the top, beating on the bottom. Make an extra $1 billion. Hey, who wouldn't want to do that? I'll make an extra $1 billion in a quarter. Takes a great big freaking company to do it, but hey, we're looking at a $47 billion market cap, and we made an extra $1 billion. Not too bad. That's what 2% of your market cap you made extra. Surprised the analyst. So right now, it'll be kind of reliant on what happens with their forward guidance, because this thing's just in a big sideways right now. We didn't break out up here. Didn't hold the roadmap line. That puts us in a somewhat bearish position. We're kind of testing the lows, testing the lows, testing the lows. We're a little bit higher, but we can easily make a lower low despite that good news. GM's been beating on the top and bottom, beating on the top and bottom, not on the bottom there, beating on the top. And last time we kind of disappointed on the top was back here in last summer in July. So kind of in an upswing, but that's not what it looks like on the chart. That looks like a consolidation before one final blowdown. McDonald's, different story right here. This one showing lots of strength. Breaking out, going higher, about to hit that 1618. I would be cautious for, I mean, that is an extension. We can go on up to about 310, but 295 is going to be a resistance, and that's where it's kind of sitting right here pre-market. We haven't had a correction in, it's just been on a tear since early March. This whole move up in S&P 500, while S&P 500 is kind of been consolidating, this one's just continuing to drift higher. That's strength, but at some point we're going to get a pullback. This would be time to be booking profits, not getting long McDonald's. You can see when we go on a big tear, we get a big pullback. Happens over and over. Big tear, big pullback. Big tear, big pullback. Big tear, big pullback. Eventually, we're going to run out of the steam. It may, like I said, it could get to 310, but then we're going to get the big pullback. GE, yeah, finally getting some recovery here. I do have a price target up here around 115-ish, where this prior high comes from, where this, prior high on this consolidation bounce right here. Could see that and get a pullback, so be careful on GE. All right, spot. Mostly good stuff moving today, so if your ticker isn't moving, we'll come around, circle around and hit it at the end, but looking for stuff moving that I can talk about. Spot breaking out. Probably going to rally up to this 160 area. I've had my eye on spot for a little while here. Looks like up is where we're going. And 160 is where we hit our head a couple times here before we really dropped out on spot. So JetBlue looks crappy. Probably going lower. That head and shoulders probably plays out right down here. UPS, ouch, right back to the roadmap line. And I think FedEx was down here in sympathy a little bit, not huge, but a little bit. They were sandbagging. They're probably going to retrace the roadmap line also. So, yeah, UPS here, basically met in line with the top. Fell short on the bottom number, and apparently their forward guidance is not as strong. So, all right, NXRT. We got a bio. Is this biotech? Can't even tell. Oh, real estate investment trust. Just read the residential trust. Anyway, yeah, residential. We all know commercial real estate looking a little rough. I've been talking about it a few weeks. Yeah, that one's still looking a little rough. ARE. Just consolidating in here, so looking for the next shoe to drop in commercial real estate. PACCAR, farm machinery. Well, that's actually positive. Let's see what DE, my green paint friend here, looking a little rough. PACCAR Incorporated, actually looking a little positive. We could break out here, go another extension. Looks like 79.82 on the upside and 76 now, so 79 not super far away. Can pick up a few bucks on that one. MedP, wow, that one's a heck of a pop right there. Right back up to the consolidation though. Market just opened. That's a potential long. Looking for 260, 268 on MedP. MORF, Morphic Holding. I'd be cautious that retraces that. Looks like it hit an extension on the pop and dropping right back. Yep, hit the extension. Dropping right back would be a classic move. Let's see, Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals getting above the roadmap line, but probably going to retrace that back. That's the downtrend, long-term downtrend cooking there. THC, not the 420 company. Tenet Healthcare Corporation. see, probably hitting an extension. Yeah, getting really extended. Potentially going to hit that 272 around 76, and then probably retrace. As I said, they can't just go up forever. Pepsi, working on the breakout. 192 is the target on that breakout. KO was looking really strong too. And it got slammed a little bit on that pop yesterday. Potential to run up to this area up here on KO. RTX looks like she may retrace back to the roadmap line. CXAI. This thing's just been all over the place. Nice little pop off that drop yesterday, but not really tradable. Just kind of hanging out where it's hung out for a long time. Got a big drop, got a big, a fair pop. Not really a big pop. Fair drop, right back. Just kind of parked. Right near that long-term price. That's probably, is that a SPAC or something? Looks like a SPAC. DHR. Yeah. Dropping down 3% today, but probably going to make a lower low. Looks like low, 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 low. Probably going to make a lower low. Beat on the top, beat on the bottom. I don't know. Outlook probably not great. They make money. I don't know. That pattern looks like it wants to push, make a lower low. Something like... It's been finding resistance, but if it can break below that low, probably going to extend right down to 215. That may be the final clearing reversal point right down here. Let's set some alerts. If it drops out to there, great. If it starts breaking above 280, then it can go higher. Otherwise, just more of this sideways chop junk. All right. Then in the chat, Microsoft, not moving big. I mean, resistance right off of that zone up there. Turning back down. Probably going to come back down to this 274. Find support before it can go up again. That's what it looks like to me. Of course, we do have earnings coming up tonight. So I'll talk about that tonight during 30 Minutes of Awesome. Come back, we can see what happens. I may push down today and then rocket out of here tonight on earnings. Entirely possible. So, and ABBY. I think, were you trying to look at? I mean, that looks pretty horrible. Looks like it went out of business. Or do you mean ABBV? Not much going on there either. Needs to break out to go higher. So, anyway. MGM. Not moving either. ADM. Little gap down, probably going lower. That looks like it would be set up for an extension to go down. Potentially to 72. Now, I can't just bounce right here. This could be a measured bounce setup and break out. But I'm not interested in the breakout until we're above the roadmap line in here. So that can be a measured bounce, fib play. But that is a gap down, and extension lower would be 72. So, all right. Bias for the day, now that market's open, is extreme caution that we see a breakdown. We have a news event at 10 o'clock. Multiple news events. We got home sales and consumer confidence coming out today. Those numbers are coming out. How are they gonna play in here? Well, that's a good darn question, right? Looking right now, we're sitting heavy, but that can be, like I talked about, that can be the base. We've been down here testing this like a whole bunch of times. Several days now. We've been sitting here testing this and popping up. Very cautious. If we see a bust right up through 4180, really we need to see a move up through those prior highs right at 4200, but move up through 4180 is probably going to set it up to run to 4300. If we start crushing down, significantly getting below 4130, and what's now 41.30 because of this low right here. We're probably running to the roadmap line down around 40.40, 40.35. That's on the daily roadmap line right there. So somewhere down here, around 40.30, 40.40, somewhere in there. This thing will keep coming up. Of course, it could be a quick spike and then a quick reversal. So after almost no volatility, we may see some volatility finally. All right. It's kind of not a great bias for the day. But same thing I've been saying for days now. We'll break out, going higher, break down, going lower. In between, not much to do. Just got to wait for a setup. All right. Remember, I go live at 5 o'clock Eastern tonight. I'll have the link up on the live stream page here in just a little bit. Hope to see you there. I will take your request for at least 30 minutes and give you a little more bias. We'll go through more of those earnings. Like I said, we have quite a few coming out this evening. A few big names. We got Microsoft, we got Google, we got Enphase, we got Visa, Chipotle, Texas Instruments, Juniper, BYD, Stride, and then coming up tomorrow morning, tomorrow morning before they open, we got Boeing, Humana, Hilton, Hess, Tech, ADP, Thermo Fisher, General Dynamics, Boston Scientific, Synovus. So we've got lots of stuff coming out this week. Tomorrow after the close, Meta, Roku, Teladoc, Align, United Rentals, lots of big movers potentially. Then we got Caterpillar, Lilly, Valero, Southwest, MasterCard, Crocs. Lots of these. There's a lot of names on here that can move. You've got Snap and Amazon. Intel probably not going to move big. I mean, maybe they will, but they just have been doing poorly lately. So the rest of the week should be kind of exciting, earnings and news-wise. So stay tuned for more. I'll be back with you this evening at 5. Have a great day, everybody.